So I'm not into McFarlane figures. Their scale is just not for me, and most of their scopes and articulation just isn't for me either. So I had no intentions of buying this figure, but I went and saw the Batman movie, and here we are. So this is the McFarlane Toys, the Batman DC Multiverse figure. This is based off of the Batman movie, featuring Robert Pattinson as the Batman, of course. And let's check it out. So on the side, the Batman. On the back side, we got an image of the actual figure, kind of in a ACBA type display, which is pretty cool. And then we get the rest of the wave, or not really wave, but the other figures from this line. It's DC Multiverse, so you get Batman or DC from every universe possible: video games, movies, TV shows, everything. But here they are showcasing everything from this movie, from the Penguin to the Riddler to Batman on the bike and Catwoman. So if you're interested, this is actually still available for order at Big Bad Toy Store. I'll link it down below. Alright, so as of right now, this is the only Batman figure from the new movie that you can get. At least a decent Batman figure that you can get in terms of articulated and 6-inch-ish scale-ish. Because it's not 6 inches, it's about 7 to 8 inches tall. So this doesn't really scale well with any other, of course, traditional 6-inch line. The majority of figures are 6 inches and not 7. So you might want to get some NECA figures to put up next to this guy if you want him fighting anyone else, or just buy some other figures from the McFarlane line, of course. And that's it. Now, with that being said, he is a $20 figure. He's not on the price hike just yet. So for $19.99, it's not bad. Now, he doesn't come with much at all. That's one thing I did notice. He only has a base with DC on the bottom of it. And we have a grapple gun. Pretty standard. It's not really good. I don't know. It's not a good sculpt, and it's not painted at all. It's just black. And then we get trading card, which McFarlane has been doing this since he got the DC license. So with all his DC releases, he puts in a card with the figure, a picture of the figure and some stuff in the back there. It's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna collect these, but it is what it is. I would rather get some actual accessories for the figure, but you can already tell that there's not a lot of stuff coming in here. And now another thing that he is doing is totally profiting off of the extra head sculpt. So he easily could have packed in a separate head sculpt to swap out, but instead McFarlane decided to re-release this exact same figure but with an unmasked head and put it into Series 2. So the Series 2 Batman is just Unmasked Batman, which is this exact same body, just the unmasked head. So it's like, you really gotta go out there and buy another whole figure just to get the unmasked head, which is kind of silly. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the figure and see what everybody has been griping about, and that is his side glance eyes. So he painted the eyes looking to the side for whatever reason, which is a little odd. I don't know if that was intentional, if that was a mistake, but he's definitely looking to his left, which is our right now. Other than that, though, if you can get past that, maybe just display him looking like from an angle like this, that works. Looking up at something, that works too. But nothing dead on, because he's always going to be looking to the side. Just display him kind of sideways or angled, and that would work. If you look past that, then he looks good. The head sculpt's not bad. It's actually pretty decent for McFarlane. And I believe he did good with the jawline too. I think it resembles Robert Pattinson inside, so it's not too bad. Honestly, I have no gripes there. You can see the stitching on the mask, which is accurate to the design of this bat suit. And then we can take a closer look at the armor, or his torso, of course. And the sculpt is all there, which is pretty good. There's no texture, I noticed. That's the only thing. But sculpt is pretty decent. We got some paint apps throughout the, the forearm. There's the other forearm. Now, I do feel like the hand, at least this hand right here, is very small. That definitely should have been a little bit bigger. It seems a little weird and small on this figure. There's the other hand. You only get these two hands, either an open hand and then the left hand that is to grab the grapple gun, and that's it. Going down to the legs and then the boots. He also has very weird looking ankle hinges. I don't know why they went with this, but it's a weird ankle hinge, and it's like very lopsided when you take it out of the package, so you gotta kind of finagle it a little bit to get them to stand. There's the cape. Now, I don't remember if he had some sort of hoodie, but there is a hoodie kind of drooped down. I thought that was his cowl, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. He's wearing it, and it doesn't really droop down like that. So I don't know. Maybe he does have some sort of hoodie. Um, I think his cape turns into the wingsuit. I don't know how that worked in the movie. I have to rewatch it, but I know he whipped that out pretty quick. So his head articulates just a little bit, looking up. It's not too bad. He looks down a little bit too. Left and right is okay. It kind of angles out a little bit because of the fact he's got this little hoodie drooping down here, so it hinders it a little. Head tilting is there. Arms will go forward about this far, which is not bad considering he's got that cape that is molded on there. Does not, you know, plug into a peg hole or anything. It's static. It's not gonna move. In and out about this far. We have a bicep swivel, and there is a shoulder disc inside there, so it's like a butterfly joint almost. Doesn't do much, but it's there. There's a double jointed elbow, which goes all the way, which is pretty good. And I didn't show this, but there is a peg hole in that open hand, and there's that peg here. So a little bit of a weird way to hold it, but you can do that. I don't know, not the way I'm gonna go with that. That looks odd. So I'm just gonna have him hold it with the grabbing hand, so like that. But either way, I don't like this grapple gun. It's very like lazy. Anyways, let's not get sidetracked here. We have a hinge at the hand with a swivel, diaphragm joint at the torso that goes forward and back, swivels, tilts, and there is a waist swivel there too. It's very tight, but it is a separate piece there. Legs, they're gonna kick forward pretty good. They go back down, they go in and out, full split. Look at that mechanism they got going on there. They're really doing different things when it comes to articulation. Uh, there's not really a thigh swivel, but it does swivel. I mean, it's kind of weird. Normally we see a cut here, but it's from the groin area. So yeah, that's a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. Now McFarlane has never been known for articulation, and they have been implementing a lot because I think somebody in his team is like, you gotta articulate your figures. So that's what he's been doing. But we are getting these massive pins. So until he gets to that stage, he just got into the articulation game. So we won't see pinless stuff in like another 20 years probably from McFarlane. But it does articulate all the way. I mean, he can kick himself in the back. It's pretty insane for a knee joint there. There is no boot cut. It kind of looks like he could have done that, but he didn't. There's a hinge at that ankle, which has that ankle hinge that really is weird. I don't know why he chose this one, but there is a rocker, and that's it. And then he even added in toe hinges. So I mean, this is not Todd McFarlane at all. So somebody on his team is like, add as much articulation as you can. That's what they want. So look at that, toe hinges, pretty nuts. So there you go. That's everything on this figure. Alright, so next to what is literally probably my only other McFarlane figure in the collection, we have Spawn from Mortal Kombat, which is one of his best. This is a very cool figure, and he stacks up pretty well next to Batman. He is actually a little bit taller, but he is on the base here. I didn't want to risk him falling in the display, so I put him on the base. And he has a little slight edge over Batman, of course, because of that. But overall, they're about the same scale, same height. Next to a Marvel Legend, very random, but this is the closest Legend I had next to me, is Human Torch, and you can just see the difference in scale here. So if you had like any like regular dudes or thugs or goons or anything like that in Marvel Legends, it's not gonna work if you're gonna have them fight the Batman from McFarlane because it's just not in scale. But yeah, very different scale. I would almost say that it's 8 inches for McFarlane. And here next to a NECA figure, which normally are 7-inch tall figures, this is Alcatraz from the Crysis 2 video game. And he stands shorter than Batman. Like I mentioned, it's almost like it's an 8-inch Batman figure. And this Crysis figure clearly is 7 inches, and the Legends was 6 inches. But yeah, it's a very big Batman. So overall, I'm pretty content with this figure. It's nothing mind-blowing, and it definitely has a lot of issues in terms of what I'm used to or what I prefer in a 6-inch, 7-inch figure that's articulated. But for McFarlane, they have been improving. They have been doing better, and this is a good offering for $20. I definitely see this thing selling out, especially with the popularity of the movie. I mean, it made me go out and buy it, and it made me even spend the time to review it too. I wasn't initially gonna review it. I wasn't initially gonna buy this thing at all. So very cool. I mean, it's a good figure. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like it needs a little bit more, you know? Maybe the alternate head should be part of this pack and not a separate release. Maybe fix the eyes, or if the eyes were intentional, give us another head with the eyes that are correct or whatnot. But the look is good, design is good, and this is a good $20 offering if you're looking for a Batman Robert Pattinson figure. We are going to get other companies come into the mix, of course, and release their versions, which are going to be higher end companies like Mezco 112 Collective, SH Figure Arts, and even probably Mayfex. Of course, Hot Toys is its own category. That's a $300 figure if you're really a baller and want a Batman figure that bad. It's a 12-inch figure. We all know what Hot Toys is. But for a 6-inch, 7-inch scale, uh, I'm gonna stop saying 6-inch because it's not 6-inch, not even close. But for a 7-inch, 8-inch scale figure, this is a good one to get for sure. If you want a 6-inch scale figure, look for the 112 Collective Mezco. That's going to come with a ton of accessories, a lot of accessories. It's $125, actually up for pre-order right now. If you check out the link down below in the description, you can check it out. But that is pretty pricey. I mean, for a 6-inch figure, it comes with a lot. It comes with a bunch of alternate heads too. So there's that option. But look at the price difference, $20 versus $125 versus $300 for Hot Toys. So that's what we're looking at right now in the market currently. I suspect when SH Figuarts comes out with their version, which is probably going to be a 5.5-inch to 6-inch figure, it will most likely be around $60 to $80. I don't see it being $100, but of course, with resellers, it could be $100. But if you get it at the retail price, probably $60 to $80 is what I suspect. Book of Boba Fett figure was about $80, so it's gonna be around there after shipping, of course. Alright guys, let me know down below your thoughts on this figure. Do you guys like it? Did you pick it up? Did the movie convince you to pick it up like it did to me? Let me know your thoughts on it. Hit that like button, I would really appreciate it, and consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. As always, take care, take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.